Well, hello, guys. Let's get started. Today we're going to talk about Exploration 1 that's in Unit 1 and is part of Lesson 1. Um, this lesson is how do engineers define problems. Our exploration is what is technology. So I'm going to go through here and look at your assignment. Of course, mine looks this way, yours looks different. So watch the video. You've already found that. That's what I'm making right now. Go ahead and log into your HMH Ed down here. Click on that, open it up. You remember your username is first name, last name, all lowercase, all together. Password is Bremen123, all lowercase and together. Click on assignments and then click on student ebook, engineer it. How do engineers define problems? Exploration 1. And I've already got that up. So, I said I did. Real quick, before we do that, I want to tell you about something. So throughout this unit, it's going to talk about the unit project. And we're not necessarily going to do the unit project per se, but I want you to know what it's about. So the unit project says, think of the many different senses you have. We've already talked about those. We have 5 of them. Sight, smell, taste, hear, touch. If you could improve any of your senses to a superpower level, which sense would it be? How would your sense work differently and be better? For this project, you will work with your team to come up with a design for a device that can be used to enhance your sense of sight, smell, or touch. Then you will present your design concept to the class. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that's what we're going to do. In the future, we may do something like this. So that is the project that it talks about when we go into our lessons. So moving on, let me go ahead and pull up the ebook and get to the right page. I am so sorry. Okay. So we did the engage yesterday. Exploration 1. What is technology? Now you have the option to listen to me go through, read this, and teach it to you. Or you can do the audio and then go through and do all of the things yourself. Now, sometimes in this video, I will allow the audio to play just because it saves me from having to read a little bit. So, what is technology? So, it talks about the hearing device problem may seem too hard at first. Well, it goes back to the unit. Back to yesterday, kind of talking about the unit project. So just like with any problem that you have, if you approach it in an organized manner, in an organized way, it's going to make things easier. I know sometimes, like, let's say cleaning your room. If it's a complete disaster area, like Jude's room sometimes, you've got to come up with a plan. You don't even know where to start. Well, maybe your first thing that you're going to do is pick up all the stuff out of the floor and put it up where it belongs. That may be a huge thing. Next thing, you might make up your bed, take the trash out of your room, take dishes back to the kitchen. These are all things that Jude does. I hope that you're not as messy as him. But let's talk a little bit about technology. And technology, they say, is how humans change the natural world to meet a want or a need. And engineering is the process of designing new or improved technology. Engineers are the people who do engineering, and there are a lot of different types of engineers. You're going to watch an ed puzzle or you did yesterday that talks about some what is engineering, and then tomorrow you're going to do another ed puzzle, a Science Max ed puzzle, and it's going to talk about civil engineers. So the first part of designing a solution is describing what the solution must do. How will it meet a want or a need? Examining familiar technology can help you learn to do that. So we have a picture of a kitchen here, and it says think about how each technology you see meets a want or a need. How do engineers play a role in the technology in the picture? So right here we have the door. So I'm going to click the door, and it might read it to you. All right. So the glass in the door is melted and formed, It might be made to reflect more light or let in a lot of light. It is then cut to the correct size and put into a frame. The frame and glass are engineered together so that the glass doesn't fall out of the frame. Some windows are designed to keep the cold or hot air outside too. Other windows are designed to be more secure from breakage. So there's different types of window glass that's engineered for different purposes. The next one, some items such as microwave ovens have a team of engineers that work together to make the finished product. They work on different parts of it. Some of the engineers work on the electric circuits. Those would be electric engineers. And other designers design the body and the mechanical parts. A mechanical engineer. And that would be such as how the door opens. Each engineer works with the other engineers to make a microwave oven that pops a bag of popcorn, reheats leftover food, and more. My microwave went out, and within a day and a half, I realized exactly how much we all depend on our microwave. So we had to hurry and quickly get a replacement. I'm so thankful for microwaves. All right, and then the next thing is that cereal box. Well, that cereal box started out as a giant sheet of cardboard. An engineer used a computer to design the size and the shape of the box. And then there's also engineers that have to design the way that the box is made. The boxes are cut out of a giant sheet of cardboard by large machines that cut and glue each box together. Each box must hold a bag that contains a certain amount of cereal and fit inside a larger box that holds many boxes of cereal. Then the larger boxes, called cases, are ready to ship to stores. So there's a lot of engineering going on there. Designing the box, how the box is made, and then even the filling of the bags, the making of the cereal itself all involves engineers. So it says, look at the kitchen scene again. Identify 3 more examples of technology and the problems they solve. How do you know that these are examples of technology? So, in my home, I'm in the kitchen. So let's see. I see a refrigerator. So refrigerator. That's not right. Fridge. I'm just going to put fridge. Just because it's easier. Spelling is not my forte. So the fridge, it says what problems they solve. Well, it keeps food cold so that it does spoil. All right. The next thing, I'm looking around this. Ooh, the sink. More specifically, the faucet. Well, what problem does it solve? Allows you to turn water on and off so that you don't waste water and it comes right into your home. You're not having to go get a bucket and go get it out of the well or out of the ponds or rivers or wherever you would need to get water from. Another technology, let's go with the stove right here. So, stove. What's the problem that they solve? Well, that stove allows you to cook food. You can bake in the oven, or you can cook on the range on the top of the stove. So it says, how do you know that these are examples of technology? I'm going to restate. I know that these are examples of technology because they satisfy a want or need. And that is what technology does. If we go back up here, designing new or improved technology to meet a want or a need. Okay, so I'm going to go on down here. Engineered, I want you to do this. In the first column, write the name of 5 non-living things you see in your classroom that are engineered. Well, you're not necessarily in my classroom right now, but I want you to do this in your life. You can do things that are around you in the room that you're in, and I want you to do this. So things that would be engineered, and then things that are not engineered. So I'm just going to do example. I am in the classroom, so yes, you can use my example. The desk, that's engineered. Something that is not engineered. Well, water. Even though the water fountain is engineered, the water itself is not. And you can do things outside of your home too. Okay? So think about things that have been engineered and not engineered. And then I will go through and see what your answers are. And then moving on. What is the problem? View the image of the kitchen again. After you have thought about the specific parts of technology in the kitchen, pick 3 items in the kitchen that you think best meet a want or a need. So I'm going back up here. Here's our kitchen. All right. So you put the name of the item in the left column, and then the want or need that it meets in on the other side. So, and we kind of did that up above. So I might reuse the ones I have. Fridge. I can't type. Keeps food cold so that it does, I cannot type, not spoil. Now, I'm going to have you do the other 2 on your own. You have learned that when a want or a need is met, engineers have worked to meet the criteria. Criteria are the desirable features of the solution. For example, when we're talking about paper towels, you want rags or paper towels that can soak up liquids. Otherwise, it's just going to move it around. It's not going to do you any good. So, a paper towel is designed to be absorbent and strong so it can soak up liquids without ripping. Now, I know that you have probably used paper towels that work really good. They soak up things. And if you remember in our classroom, the paper towels that we have, they don't absorb anything. They are not very good. So, that's a design that needs to be improved upon. So, paper towels were an improvement on rags. Paper towels meet a new criterion. They are made to be thrown away, whereas rags, you have to wash them and dry them so that you can reuse them. Okay? So, moving on down here to language smarts. Cite evidence for criteria. Pick an everyday object, such as a backpack or lunchbox, that you would like to improve. Give the criteria for a successful improvement. Well, think of something that you would like to improve. So look around, see what you can come up with. My personal one that I could put are my paper towels. These brown paper towels don't work very good. They don't absorb anything. You try to dry your hands, it halfway dries them. You have to use a bunch of them for it to make it work. So I may put classroom paper towels, or even the holder. This paper towel holder, sometimes you can pull it just fine. Other times you have to use the side. So that would be even something that you could do. So my classroom paper towels. A criteria for successful improvement would be that it can absorb a spill with let's give it a number, with less than 2 paper towels or 2 squares of paper towel. So think about what yours would be. What would you improve? Okay. And that's where we're going to stop for today. Do not do the menu planning activity. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask in the comments and let me know, and I will get right back to you. Have a great Thursday.